5 things I would never do as a medical doctor. I will never ride a motorcycle. When I was in medical school, our anatomy professor explained to us how most heart donors or organ donors were young people who had died of motorcycle crashes, okay? So many of the people that have accidents on motorcycles may not necessarily die. They will end up with severe fractures, brain injuries, sometimes vegetative states. And so for me, that kind of adrenaline is not worth it. On a personal level, I also had a younger uncle who died of a motorcycle accident. I will never smoke with the information and knowledge that I know. Now, I do know there are medical doctors who do smoke, especially back in the day. There are less of us who smoke nowadays, but there have been enough cases of bronchitis, chronic bronchitis, COPD, emphysema, lung cancer, enough to let me know that smoking is directly responsible and something I don't need to engage in. It is also highly addictive, and no. I will never be a drinker or someone who enjoys alcohol. Let's just say I have some control issues and I like to have mental clarity at all times. I like to know what I'm saying, what I'm doing at all times. Also, liver cirrhosis just doesn't sound good to me. Neither does fatty liver, neither does my brain shrinking due to alcohol. Not interested. I will say though, as someone with Caribbean roots, I do enjoy the taste, the flavor of rum and also sometimes brandy, but only added to desserts, just enough to flavor those desserts. But as far as drinking beer, drinking any kind of alcohol or liqueur in a glass and drinking it, I am definitely not interested. I will never see a chiropractor for neck manipulation. I will never see a chiropractor for neck manipulation. That's right. There are many cases of vertebral artery dissection, which can result in not only death, but paralysis or stroke. So no, seeing a chiropractor and having my neck cracked or back and shoulders, not a thing for me, not interested. And I would never recommend it. Now, I know number 5 might be a little bit controversial. But for me, the risks outweigh the benefits. Personally, I will never use tampons, okay? Because of the risk of toxic shock syndrome. Now, this is a very rare but very serious and potentially life-threatening bacterial infection due to tampons. In my opinion, when you're on your period, that blood should leave your body. It should leave your body, and the fact that it is sitting there being held in place by a tampon just does not sit right with me. And like I said, there is this risk for toxic shock syndrome, which is a serious bacterial infection. You end up with a rash, you end up with a fever, you end up with low blood pressure or shock, and again, it can be life-threatening. So tampons are a no-no, or anything that I need to insert that has to stay in my body holding blood that should otherwise come out is a no for me. I will use the old-fashioned pads. Thank you. Let me know what are your 5 things you will never do depending on your occupation or depending on your life experience. Let me know, and what things didn't make sense to you that I will never do.